Okay, so before I officially start, just for all this to make sense, my role play for this is that you guys are doctors, nurses, researchers, donators, volunteers for a foundation, and this is like a benefit dinner, and I'm just a speaker for it. So just a little context so that will make sense. Okay, so a few weeks after I was born, my mom noticed that I started to wheeze anytime after she fed me. She thought this was really strange, so she decided to do a lot of research about wheezing in babies. A whole bunch of different stuff came up, but something in particular stood out to her, and that was cystic fibrosis. She was really worried because she knew someone in high school who had passed away from this disease, so she didn't want to believe that her own daughter had it. But for some reason, something kept coming back to her to research CF, so that's what she did. During her research, she found out that people with CF have salty skin. So what did she do? She picked me up, licked my forehead, and sure enough, it was salty. She was absolutely terrified and panicked, so she called my doctor and told him what was going on. He reassured her that she was just a paranoid first-time mom, but he would get me tested just to ease her worries. I got a sweat test done, and a few weeks later, my mom got the call that sure enough, I was diagnosed with cystic fibrosis. My parents had no idea what to do, and they had no idea what my life looking forward was going to look like. Well, fast forward almost 20 years now, I have inhaled over 30,000 breathing treatments, taken over 100,000 oral medications, and been to over 350 hours worth of doctor's appointments. I know for a fact that it's because of these doctor's appointments, medicines, and treatments that I'm here standing in front of you today as healthy as I am. But none of that would have been possible without donations to the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation. In 2018, there was over $150 million donated to the CF Foundation to go towards research to finding a cure and help prolonging people's lives with CF. As you know, in October 2019, the FDA approved Trikafta, which is an incredible miracle medication for over 90% of the CF population. I am fortunate enough to be part of that 90% that is eligible for Trikafta, and I actually started taking it about 3 weeks ago. Before taking this medicine, I was already fairly healthy, so the impacts of it aren't significant for me, but for someone who isn't as healthy as me, they can see incredible effects from this medication. Take Abby, for example. Before starting Trikafta, she had a lung function of around 70%. Just a few months after taking it, her lung function is now over 100%. Success stories like these aren't uncommon because of research and funds that go toward helping people with CF. I'm here today to remind you how important your research, your time, your efforts, and your donations are for people like me. I have the strongest feeling that in my lifetime there will be a cure for CF. I don't know when that day will come, but my strong feeling comes from the support that you give. Not only would a cure help me in my life, but it would help over 70,000 people across the globe living with CF. I know that if I continue to fight and if you continue to support, that we can work together to find a cure for CF and make CF stand for Cure Found. Thank you.